Hi there, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mr. Delicious, and today, as you can see, we're missing one thing, and that's Hollandaise sauce. So today I'm going to show you how to make the sauce with the reputation. It has a reputation for being difficult to make. Today I'm going to show you that it's not only easy to make, but you can make it too at home and have a beautiful, creamy, rich Hollandaise sauce anytime you please. And we're going to take a nice bowl like this. The important thing about Hollandaise is that you need to control the heat and you need to control how it's moving, how you're mixing it, constantly whisking it. And this allows the sauce to continually take in air bubbles. It allows the sauce to keep moving so it doesn't split. Those are the important things to remember when making Hollandaise. Hollandaise is a very finicky sauce. So we're working on ways to make this sauce easier to cook and less of a headache. Make it so that you can make this at home without really thinking too hard about it, and you can just enjoy your Sunday eggs benny. And that is what we're looking for. We're gonna need to start with a pot like this, and it's gonna be filled with just enough water so this bowl can go inside. This is how we're gonna cook our Hollandaise. And make sure that the water does not touch the bowl inside the pot. The water is just below the bowl, so the steam and the heat from the water is actually heating up the bowl. This allows us to closely control our temperature of the Hollandaise sauce, allowing us to make beautiful and perfect Hollandaise sauce. This is one of the keys.
And just remember, if this gets too hot, you can actually scramble your eggs, which is very bad. So if you think it's getting too hot, go ahead and take that bowl off the pot, let it cool down a little bit, because you do not want to scramble these eggs. Right before we get starting, let's go over the last 3 tips one more time. Number 1 is control your heat. Do not scramble those eggs. Number 2 is do not stop whisking. Keep beating air into your Hollandaise. Number 3 is nice and slow with the butter. Don't pour it in too fast. I know it hurts holding it there for a minute, but keep it nice and slow. Don't split that sauce. Are you ready? Now let's get saucy.
Now we're gonna go ahead and combine our 2 egg yolks in our bowl. We're gonna go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. That's beautiful. So today I added 2 tablespoons of water.
And this allows us to get our Hollandaise to be a little more pourable.
If you do like your eggs benny a little bit thicker, on the thicker side, you can put as little as 1 teaspoon of water, but today I'm going to put 2 tablespoons because I do like the sauce a little bit more runny. Now I'm going to start to melt down my butter. So I'm going to put this much butter, half a stick. That feels about right. Now I'm going to put this butter on the stove and we're just going to melt it down.
Alright, so let's quickly go through our ingredients. For the egg mixture, we have 2 egg yolks, 1 teaspoon to 2 tablespoons of water. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And we have half a stick of unsalted butter to melt down. Now we're looking to get some of our solids out of our butter. So I'm just going to lightly skim the surface with a spoon, see if we can remove just a bit of these solids from the surface. Once you've skimmed the surface, now we're going to extract the pure butter into our measuring cup, which is floating on the top of the pot. The bottom of the pot is filled with water and milk solids, which we're going to try and avoid getting those in there. So we're going to try and skim the top of the butter off, the pure butter. And now I'm just using a spoon to get the remainder of the pure butter from the top and separate it from the milky solids. And you'll see a clear difference between the butter and the solids at the bottom. The solids will be white and thicker and milky consistency. And just separate that as much as possible, and it looks like we're just going to get just perfectly to that 250 milliliter mark there. Alright, so now we're going to start to whisk our eggs. And we're going to have that on the stove on the pot on medium with just about some steam coming off the water, but not quite boiling. And remember, the water should not touch the bowl in the bottom because it might create too much heat for the eggs. So if it does get too hot, you can actually remove the bowl from the pot. Just be careful, it could be hot. and limit the amount of heat. Remember, this is one of the most important things when cooking hollandaise sauce is the heat. If you have too much heat, you're going to scramble these eggs and your hollandaise sauce is just not going to be right. So we're going to keep whipping the egg mixture. We're going to introduce air into that mixture. You're going to want to see it start getting frothy and bubbles. You're literally whipping it into a more creamier texture, and we're just going to keep whipping it for a good 60 seconds and allow it to just get nice and silky smooth.
So now we're going to take our hollandaise, we're going to bring it over because we don't need any more heat. So we're going to continue to always whisk it. And I just have it in a pot like this with a tea towel, just so it's a nice secure place to continue whisking it on the counter. It just makes life easy.
Now we're getting ready to add our butter in. So remember, with the butter, it's nice and slow. So I'm going to bring our butter over here, keep whisking at the same speed, keep that whipping going, and then we're going to start introducing our butter. And just keep it nice and slow and watch that it mixes in properly. Keep whipping that butter in and really take your time with the butter. This is one of the most important steps to control the speed of the butter going into the sauce. If you mix it too quick, it's going to split, and if it starts to split, you may never get it back into the beautiful sauce consistency that you want to see. And make sure the butter's not too hot. You don't want smoking hot butter going in here, because that could influence the hollandaise to split too. So just make sure it's not too hot.
Wow, this is some beautiful silky sauce right here. It's so delicious. It's just absolutely fabulous. So if you do need to serve your sauce a little bit later, if you have a thermos just like this, you can go ahead and put your sauce in the thermos, and then it'll keep it warm. So but I'm gonna take my hollandaise, and now I'm gonna beautifully put it on. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe right down there, because we have so many more absolutely fantastic videos coming your way. We're constantly working on having better quality videos and better, even more delicious recipes. Get all the latest Mr. and Mrs. Delicious action. Just subscribe right down there. And check out our Instagram page, Mr.Mrs._delicious, for some fabulous HD photos of all the delicious food we make. Until next time, this is Mr. Delicious signing out.
Check out one of these other fabulous videos. And always remember, watching our videos is 0 calories. So go ahead, indulge.